Well, today we are on Long Island and we are at My Town's Café, and joining us is the owner, Amanda. Hello, and how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Great. I love the fact that you invited us in. This is such a beautiful, cool vibe kind of place. You and your husband, all right, are the co-owners, and you bought it about a year ago.
Correct.
Congratulations. What made you decide to become an entrepreneur?
We actually had the epiphany around COVID. We were both on totally different career trajectories, and when everything stopped, it allowed us to think a little bit more, and we just took the leap and decided to take a chance on entrepreneurship.
Wonderful. What is your favorite beverage here?
My favorite beverage.
What's your go-to something
That's
for you?
a big question. Okay, my go-to is definitely like a dirty chai latte.
Okay.
Yes, I love the spiciness of the chai, and I love coffee. I love espresso, so it's the best of both worlds.
And one of the nice things here is that you do like seasonal things, but you do your own cold brew.
Yes.
Right? So what is this that you had made for us right now?
So
what is
this right here is our pumpkin spice cold brew. We actually did a play on the pumpkin spice latte, so we call it the PSL Who brew. Ooh. And we make our own cold foam. And we put a little cinnamon in there. Great. And yeah, we make all of our cold foams as well from in-house.
So you make a cold foam in-house. Okay,
correct.
So Amanda, how do you do that? How can you make cold foam in the house?
Can't give all the secrets.
But you just whip it and you keep it like really cold?
Yes,
okay.
We just whip it in-house. We make batches, especially of our popular ones, like the pumpkin spice cold foam. And yeah, we have a list of different syrups that we use that we can literally put in and make any cold foam out of.
And customize them all.
Correct.
That's really exciting. You also have like games here that people can play. So it's really like a hangout. People can come here, they can relax. They can maybe, some of your clients do their homework here,
yes,
right?
A lot of students, a lot of people even working from home want a different space to work from, and they come here.
Right, which is called a third space.
Correct.
Right, which is kind of like fairly new within the last decade or so, but people, you know, they don't want to really be in their office. They don't want to be at home. They want that third space. And that's what you're providing for them, like an escape from everything else.
That's our hope, yeah.
I love that. You have live music here?
Yes.
Once a week?
Every Thursday we have live music, and actually every Friday we have open mic night.
Open mic night?
Yes.
Do you sing?
I actually do sing.
You do? All right. So some nights you get up there and do like a song?
Yeah. Every Friday night I do close out with a song.
You do?
Yeah.
And what song are you going to be singing this Friday night?
I don't know yet.
You do?
I don't know yet. But usually I have like a folder of just songs and I'll pick.
Really? That's fun. That makes it really fun and really engaging. I think it's important that these places exist, especially for community. And you've done such a great job kind of embracing the community, if you will, because your art gallery is put on by who? Who curates that?
Right. So we actually partnered with the Islip Arts Council. They've been great to work with, and they provide us with local artists and a curator to help make it look really nice.
And you also have art that's on the sleeves.
Right. So
I noticed that on the wall. It's really beautiful. So who designed all those?
So that was a cool collab that we did with the East Islip middle school students and East Islip high school students. And for the summer, they decorated our sleeves with really cool artwork, and we handed it out to customers. And it was like every customer was really excited to see which one they got. And we actually did hang up some of our favorites here in the store.
Yeah, there's a lot of great artwork. I come from a long line of artists in my family. And so I walked in, I said, this place has a really great vibe.
Nice.
So it's artsy, it's casual, it's comfortable, and even the desserts are beautiful. So you have lots of different things, both sweet and savory.
Correct.
So
yes.
Anybody's palate could be pleased.
We try our best. We are a small shop, but we want to make sure that everyone, at least most people, are satisfied.
And also books. You have some books here too.
Yes.
So like a reading, lending library. So if somebody brought in a book, they could leave it, right? They could read while they're here.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Amanda, you've really done a beautiful job of putting this, your dream forward and making something special for your community. Now, I know that your partner is your hubby.
Yes.
Right? And what's his name?
Sebastian.
Great. And I was wondering if I could maybe talk to him. We could talk about the actual science behind behind the goodness.
Absolutely.
we're back with Sebastian. Hello there.
Hi, Donna. How are you today?
Good. I was just talking with your wife, Amanda, also the co-owner. She said to me that she's got a special presentation that she always likes to sing on Friday nights. And are you going to be performing too?
If I want people to come back, I don't think you guys want me to perform, but she's amazing, yes.
Not a singer.
I am not a singer, but I'm a great listener. I'm her biggest fan.
I bet you are. You guys have such a nice relationship. You've been together for a really long time. It's so sweet to see that and to see that you are putting together, like literally when they say the term like a mom and pop, it kind of is. Like you guys are together as a couple doing something beautiful.
Yes.
Like building a life together.
And this is our baby here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, it's an absolutely beautiful baby. It's stunning. What did it take? Did you like look up recipes online? How did you research? Because this wasn't really your line of work. You didn't come from the restaurant industry.
Not at all.
Yeah, no one owned a coffee shop in your journey, right?
No.
So you just struck it out on your own. So how did you figure out what flavors to go together? Like what research goes into doing something like this?
Well, it's a lot of long nights after hours. Amanda is very fantastic with her genius and trying different recipes. So she basically creates different recipes, a lot of different tastings until we find the right ratio.
Okay.
Yes, but even so, we have our own ratios, but we can always adjust based on the customer's like palate.
Okay, if somebody wanted like a little extra pep or something,
yes,
right?
We can always adjust it, yes.
What do you find is your biggest seller? What is like the go-to thing that most people come in and get?
So our biggest hit was the coconut cream cold brew.
Okay.
That Amanda came up with, and that was about, I want to say around May, April. And one customer came in, tried it, fell in love, posted it on the Islip, one of their public pages. And the next day we got flooded with customers for like a month straight.
Wow.
So, yes.
Ordering that same kind of drink.
The same drink, yes.
Okay. Now the one that I'm having today is pumpkin spice, right?
Yes, it's the PSL Who Brew, which is part of our cream brew line where the customers can put whatever flavor they want in the cold brew, which we make in-house. And we make the cold foam as well in-house, and we can put whatever flavor they would like as well.
Lovely. You have sweet, I was telling with Amanda, sweet and savory, right?
Yes.
So do you grab like a sandwich sometimes? Because owning a restaurant like this or owning like a place is like a long day, right?
Yeah.
So do you end up saying, you know what, I think I'm going to have like the turkey croissant today?
Well, I have to make sure we have quality control.
Oh, I see, Sebastian.
I have to make the sacrifice in trying everything we have. Yes.
I think that's brilliant and very sweet and very funny. What is something called, like, it's a croissant, but you make it into a waffle. What do you call that thing?
It's a croffle, a croissant waffle hybrid.
Croffle.
A croffle.
A croffle.
Yes.
Okay. And so you take the croissant, you splice it in the middle, and then you press it, almost like a panini press, or how do you do it?
Not exactly.
Okay.
So we do work with the base ingredients of like the croissant dough and whatnot.
Right.
And then we put our little magic on it, put it in like a waffle press.
Okay.
And then it makes it very crispy. It's such a good taste.
Ooh.
Good combination between the croissant and the waffle.
Well, that was our visit at My Town's Café. Please visit them. And for more information, if you want to start your own place anywhere in the country, call them, because I'm sure that Sebastian and Amanda would be willing to help you. Today we're in Scarsdale, New York, and we're at the offices of Dr. Alana Rosenberg. So excited to be here. We're going to be talking about the subject of psychology. Hello, thank you for having us in today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming.
Wonderful. What made you decide to have psychology as your personal career?
So when I was a young teenager, I was in therapy, and I found it so helpful, so life-changing, that I wanted to help other people the way that I was helped.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you built a wonderful spa-like place here. What was the idea or the creative thought behind that?
Yeah. I really felt what helped me as a person was being, when I was in a warm, nurturing environment. And so I really wanted to create an environment where people would feel cared for. And so, the acronym for Scarsdale Psychology Associates is SPA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, actually my husband came up with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like the acronyms. I do indeed. You have a penthouse here, and you have different rooms, different conversational rooms, and it really makes you feel like you're in a comfortable space.
Yeah.
What I was surprised to learn, which is wonderful, is that you do a little bit of matchmaking.
Yeah.
So when you have someone come in for therapy, you have other associates, and then you kind of match them for what it is that they're looking to do.
Yeah. I think very carefully about the match, because studies show that the chemistry of the match, the goodness of fit, that's what predicts therapeutic outcomes. So that's what predicts success in therapy. So I really try and think carefully about it. And we offer 10-minute informational meetings. So the patient will always have a chance to either Zoom or meet in person with a therapist. And if for whatever reason it feels like not the right fit, then we go back to the drawing board, no charge, and I'm happy to match them up with someone else.
Because ultimately what you're wanting to do is to always have positive outcomes.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned about you too is that you believe intrinsically that people are good at the core of their soul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that people are good inside. And that when they, certain times, their behaviors or actions might not reflect that, that's a defense.
Okay.
And that's a way people develop that when they're young. And it's a way to survive and cope with whatever environment they're in. And those defenses are good. They're trying to help you. Well, for example, your inner critic, right? We all have that voice, every one of us. And sometimes it can be very loud. And it's really like your best friend trying to help you and say, hey, get in line, do this better, don't make that mistake again. But sometimes it can be so loud that you don't feel good inside, you don't feel at ease, you can't be comfortable or think, and it prevents you from actually acting in line with your values. So that's why I really found that developing self-compassion, learning how to deal differently with your inner critic, it's such a game changer. And seeing people as good inside, like seeing when you look at the world around you, seeing that everyone has a good core, and sometimes, yes, they might behave in ways that are difficult, and sure, you have to put limits on or protect yourself. But to understand that people are good inside, and they're just, whatever behaviors they do are ways to try and protect and help themselves.
Okay.
I find that a game-changing way to look at yourself and at life and at other people, because it changes your lens and how you're seeing the world and interactions.
Now, sometimes anxiety, right, can come on. And that's another thing that psychology can help with, that people that are anxious for whatever reason, maybe it's a challenging time in their life, they're going through a transition, and maybe speaking to someone like a psychologist might be able to help them through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you just need, sometimes talking about things out loud and having a caring, supportive environment can be really life-changing.
So sometimes we all go through different stages in life, right? So you help young children as well as all the way through elder years.
Yeah. We work with even women who are pregnant.
Okay.
So perinatal, postpartum issues as well. And then parenting, throughout the lifespan, young children, children as they get older, and we work with children individually and adults. So anxiety, depression, ADHD, and then women as they get older too, and they're starting to launch their children. And
I know, I was telling you that the other day. It's so funny because somebody mentioned that to me. They said, well, you're not an empty nester, you're now a bird launcher. And I was like, absolutely, I like that. I like that paradigm shift towards positivity. And I believe as a community leader, that's one of the things that you are also focused on, right? Is really helping, in particular, both men and women, but women's issues like menopause and things like that, there's a lot of fear around aging sometimes, and
Yeah.
psychology, I think, can also help us with that.
Absolutely. I'm seeing so much of that in my practice these days. So as women get older and they go through transitions with their family, and it's such a nice shift to look at yourself as a bird launcher, not an empty nester, right? That's a more strength-based, positive focus, and helping women and men through all those transitions, and particularly women as their hormones shift and adjust, and they adjust and find meaning and purpose in different times in their life.
You recently received a Distinguished Service Award in your community. How did that make you feel, Anna, to have, I guess the community support behind you, almost like a cheerleader going, yay!
Yeah, yeah.
What was that feeling like? And how did you find out that you won?
Yeah, well, that's a nice way of looking at it. Also, like a cheerleader, I love that.
Right.
Yeah, so I received a call from the president. I'm the president of the clinical division. She's the president of the Westchester County Psychological Association. And yeah, it felt really good. I really work hard, and I put a lot of my energy and love and passion into whatever I do. And I worked really hard to, so what I did was find speakers on different topics for a therapist in Westchester, and anyone can join, and who's a therapist. So I had lots of different speakers talk about lots of different topics, and there was something for everyone, and I think that's what they enjoyed about it, and it was really nice.
A day for people to get out and kind of connect. What is the typical onboarding? Like, what types of things can you help people with from the second they pick up the phone, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's needed? What are the steps that you take?
So I really try to create a warm, welcoming environment. So I have a care coordinator who picks up the phone and is very warm and friendly, and she'll hear about everything going on, and also look up your benefits for you so that you know exactly what that will mean for you. And then she relays the information to me, and I think very carefully about the right match. So much so that I offer a 10-minute consultation with each therapist. And if for some reason it doesn't feel like the right match, then no worries. We'll go back to the drawing board and find a different therapist, because of how important the research is on how important the goodness of fit is between therapist and patient. That's what makes therapy work its magic. And then once you're on board, we submit your claims for you to your health insurance, so you don't have to. You come in, and I've tried to create a beautiful environment so people feel comfortable. I even started experimenting with scent in the waiting room.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's light music and snacks and coffee and tea, and I just want everyone to feel warm and at home and comfortable here, so they can start to feel more comfortable in their own skin too.
When you started your practice, there weren't a lot of testimonials early on because you hadn't been in practice that long. But when you started having positive outcomes, when people were calling you and telling you thank you, was that where the satisfaction of this career choice came to play?
It's so meaningful. It's like that's the best day, right? When someone says something to me like, "You changed my life," or "You saved my life," whether they mean that literally or physically. It's really what I came here to do. It makes my day every time.
Their wellness matters to you.
So much. I care so much. I really want people to feel good in their skin, good in their body, good in their life, at ease in the world. And the more people who we have in the world who feel like that, the better world we'll all live in.
And so psychology is the overall writing component that's here. And what's so nice about it is that Scarsdale Psychology Associates stands for the word spa, right? And so they should just come here and check it out, right?
Yeah.
I thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed being here today. Your space is beautiful. It's warm, inviting, and felt totally comfortable visiting with you today.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
We have been visiting with Dr. Alana Rosenberg, and if you're anywhere in the country, don't hesitate to call because they also offer teletherapy. I'm Donna Drake, signing out. joining us now is Jim Cummings. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Hello, it's great to be here. Nice place you have here.
I appreciate that. I certainly do. So we are both Midwesterners. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Did you grow up in Ohio, or were you only born there?
Yes, I'm guilty of growing up in Youngstown, Ohio.
Love
and it was a great experience for me. You know, it taught me a lot.
Growing up in the Midwest,
of things not to do. Just kidding.
Well, growing up in the Midwest, I've always been told that our voice doesn't really have a lot of regionalism to it, which allows us to basically use our voice as a tool, which you've done so beautifully over the years, because you started with a voice that was maybe without accent, correct?
I agree with that. I thought that I've thought that many times, because if you grow up, a buddy of mine says, "What are you talking about? I got an accent. I don't got no accent." And I go, "Ken, trust me, you've got an accent. I'm from Ohio. I don't have an accent, or if there is one, it's the lack of accent.
Yes. So
absent of accents. There you go.
Absent of accents. So the art form of being able to voice things over or be able to bring a character to life, was it in high school? How did that journey start for you, where you realized you could do cool things with your instrument?
Well, I remember seeing Mel Blanc on a Jack Benny program when I was 5 years old, and my dad told me who he was, and he said he does these characters: Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tasmanian Devil, and I thought, well, that's great. Well, I'm going to do that. So I didn't realize I was starting with basically a blank slate by being born in the Midwest. But from there, I just kind of glommed on. I would do impressions of my teachers and my aunts and uncles, and it was basically monkey hour 24/7, and I wound up turning it into a career. So it's not a bad way to go.
No, not at all. I spent my early days at Technosonic Studios, which was in the Midwest. And while I was there, I got asked to voice over a strawberry. I had to become the voice of a strawberry. And I was like, let me see if I could do something. Can't you see I'm a big, red, ripe strawberry, and I want to be picked in my prime? And I used to do fun things, right? But never turned it into the illustrious, but never turned it into the illustrious, amazing career that you've had, right? Who are some of your favorite people or entities, if you will, animals or inanimate objects, or that you've been able to bring to life? Like, do you have fun with yourself? Do you enjoy what you get to do?
Yeah, well, I used to, go through a drive-through, and I would do crazy voices for people, and I could almost hear their eyes roll. So I quit doing that. But yes, I've had a heck of a lot of fun. I've got my little grandson, Jax. He was the first grandson in the family, and it's a lot of fun to read to him. In fact, I read him Winnie the Pooh and Tigger books, and he doesn't quite get it yet, but something tells me that'll change as years go by. And it's just like I've said before, it's the stuff used to get me in trouble, and wound up making a living at it. So.
Yeah, did you have to? My earpiece is like a little funny, so sorry about that, Jim. I'm just adjusting it. Did you find that you actually did get in trouble? Were you like the cut up, like the biggest ham in the back of the class, like doing crazy voices and throwing your voice and
yes.
Tell us about that. I want to know. Tell us behind the scenes.
Until I got into high school, I got into trouble with it, and then I became a little more reserved, and I would always, and Sister Mary Agnes would say, "We don't have dolphins here at St. Columba, Mr. Cummings. I'm sorry, you'll have to send Flipper home," And I thought I was having a great time, and it kind of got me into a little bit of trouble here and there, but it worked out. I was on the speech and debate team, individual events in high school, and I won every speech tournament I went to. I was in humorous interpretation, big shock there, and it worked out. And I always kind of had it in the back of my mind that I was going to parlay that weird little talent of mine into some kind of a career, and knock on wood, it worked out.
Yes, so many different
things. I'm very
things.
happy about that.
Yeah, you mentioned Pooh and you mentioned Tigger. You met so many different Looney Tunes. You've done Taz. You got to do Taz for Space Jam. I mean, like, it goes on and on and on and on. Darkwing Duck, the Chip and Dale. I'm going on and on. Like, tons of
and
things.
I also happen, people get a kick out of the fact that I'm the voice of Tomorrowland, which is the biggest rave on the planet. And apparently you're familiar with it. And people go, wait, you're the voice? And I go, yes, of course I'm the voice. And they go, oh my gosh, and people, and I just like to see their faces light up. The way yours just did. That's great. Thank you, Donna.
It does make us happy, to be able to connect with you on that. Jim, so much fun. Congratulations on your wonderful, illustrious, like I said, journey. What voices have you wanted to try but haven't? Like, is there like a high-pitched character? Is there like, what have you not done that you want to do?
I'm happy to say I've covered all my bases at this point. One thing that I've always told people, if you're looking for a new character or a new voice, put two characters together and kind of swish them together in your head and see what comes out. Like, one of my favorite guys is Hondo Ohnaka from Star Wars, and he is a cross between Yul Brynner and Charles Bronson. And Hondo Ohnaka, if the people out there know, I will give you a ride on Han Solo's ship, the Millennium Falcon, if you make it to Disney World and Disneyland. But we do not have to tell him. Shh. Keep it between us.
Wow. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
At parties, Jim, you must be great. People probably just sit around the campfire and they just like want to hear,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember when my career was first taking off, my older daughters would invite their friends over, and they're looking at me like, dude, he's going to do something. He's going to be Winnie the Pooh. And of course, she's going, don't do any voices because, it's kind of embarrassing. And, and I would tell her, well, those voices are going to put you through college, Missy.
There you go. Absolutely.
And now,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. And from there, I finally have the first grandson in our family, little Jax, Jax. And, he is nominated for Jessica Alba's Baby of the Year award.
Really?
So we're all very, very proud of that. Yes, and if cute was a weapon, we'd be doomed. I'll tell you.
I can't wait.
So I just thought I'd impart that to your audience and encourage you all to get out there and vote for our little buddy.
How
Jessica
adorable.
Alba's Baby of the Year award.
How adorable is that? That's so great.
Oh my goodness.
I thank you I really do thank you very much for being here and spending some time with us today and lending us your voice. One of the things I wanted to ask you too is that you also have like your own show where you're kind of like hosting an opportunity. Where can people tune into that? It's called Tuned In, right?
Right. I was going to mention that. Tuned In, that's Toon. And Tuned In with Jim Cummings. And you can find it on Spotify, on YouTube. And we're always in the top 1, 2, or 3. So we must be doing something right. So tune in, say hello, and check it out. And if you like it, you know what to do. And, I've been doing this for 40 years. So I'm slowly getting good at it. In fact, I think, and we could share this with your viewers, I think we should get a voice acting category in the Oscars. What do you think?
Oh, I agree.
I think it's time.
Yes,
I think it's time.
I absolutely agree. I didn't realize that that wasn't there. But you're absolutely right, because you're acting, you're reading the lines, you're bringing that to life. That's so important. Okay, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Ready? By the time I go like this, 1, 2, 3, and ding, and then next year maybe. We're ready? 1, 2, 3, ding. Okay.
Well, okay. Well, we owe Barbara Eden $1, I think.
Yes, we do. No, I'm sure that she would be happy that we're celebrating her too. And I don't know, maybe she would be willing to come on my show as well. I know you know a lot of people, Jim. So congratulations to you. And I would love to hopefully meet you in person someday. And again,
that would be nice.
Yeah, Pooh has always been my favorite.
I'm supposed to I want to tell you hello from my producer, Christopher Judge. He's checked it out and enjoys your show. And so hello from Christopher.
Hello, right back. I sincerely appreciate you so much. Happy journeys to you. May it always be a road full of wonderful voices that you get to bring to life, but also that your ears get to enjoy from your other friends that are in the biz. So thanks, Jim. Happiness. Okay.
Well, I hope you stay as sweet as honey.
I will. I'll try. He's my favorite. You know that, Jim? Jim, do you know that?
Oh, good.
So before, I know we're just wrapping up, but I just want to share with my audience. I was 14 years old. I was able to go with my singing group to sing at Disney World. And we were on the stage that rises up. And I've also been on the Tomorrowland stage. But the second that I walked through and I looked at Cinderella's castle, back then the characters used to be right over to the right-hand side, right? And then to the left-hand side. I kid you not, Pooh Bear came right on up. I love me some Pooh Bear. So thank you.
Oh, I remember meeting you then. It was a while ago, but I remember. Yes, that was me. Sure it was. Thanks, Donna. Appreciate that.
Bye, Jim.
Be well.
God bless. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Joining us now is Robby Johnson. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much, Don. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show again.
You're welcome. So, okay, we're supposed to talk about a few things, but just before we started rolling camera, you were telling me that you did something about like, you shook me all night long.
Yeah, you shook me all night long.
Well, so AC/DC. Okay, I want to understand this, Mr. Country. Tell me what's going on there.
Okay, so I released an album October 24th, and I wanted to throw in a cover. And I was going through a bunch of songs, playlists, trying to find the perfect cover. And I was what can I sing? And then I was like, wait a minute. There's a song I do live that always gets a huge reaction because as soon as you hear that electric guitar riff, you know what's happening. So I was like, why don't I just do that? Because it's true. Every time you hear that iconic electric guitar riff, your eyes open, your arms go up, and you just go crazy because who hasn't heard that song, You Shook Me All Night Long? You know, everywhere in the world, people heard it at least once.
Yeah.
And always get a huge reaction. So I decided to put it on the album. But then, you know, it's a country. And the beautiful thing is that in a concert, people aren't expecting AC/DC song to come out. So it was always a great surprise and always a great song to put me right in the moment. Because sometimes it can be, you know, in your head and everything. But when this song starts, you're in the moment from the people's reaction and the band just rocking and having a blast. So I decided to put it on the album. But we added a country flavor to it, of course, with my producer, Danny Rader. We decided it's like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we kept most of AC/DC DNA of the song, but added fiddle. Janae Fleener, she's one.
I was going to ask if you added cowbell, but obviously you didn't add cowbell. You added fiddle.
No, we added some fiddle, and Janae Fleener. I mean, she's won CMA, Musician of the Year a couple times. She's amazing. She's so fun to work with, and she played the perfect parts for the song. Unbelievable solo in the middle section, and we added also, Danny added some B3, some piano, and also more of a country approach for the harmonies on the song. And I mean, we're happy with the result, and people are just digging it and they love it because now it's introduced to an audience that maybe, you know, would not hear that song on the radio when it's a country station, and you can throw in a classic like that. It's pretty cool.
I like it. You Pick the Flowers. That's also a new single of yours.
Yeah, that's also a newer song, and had you know, it's funny the way I write my music is I just sit down and I just let it out. And that song is a way for me to reinvent my life story because it's the perfect proposal. One knee on the ground, proposing to the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And I never did that for real. And
really?
I had
have you done it recently or no?
No.
Are you single? So you wrote the song.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm married, I've been with the same person for a very long time, high school sweethearts and everything. Aww. But I never did the big proposal in that way. And we got married in a rush, in a courtroom kind of thing with, do you have flowers? No. Do you have vows? No. Do you have the music? No, we don't. And then we started crying. And my brother was a witness and my sister-in-law, and they were like, "Oh, this is so cute." It's like, no, it's not cute. We're crying because it's the worst wedding possible. So this song was a way for me to rewrite that part, my life story, and
beautiful. So what was your beautiful bride's reaction to this new song? Was she digging it? Did she like it?
Yeah, she likes it a lot. She likes the song, and yes, it's a way for me to make up. And also, my mother-in-law wasn't really happy about the wedding as well, so it's a way to, kind of put a Band-Aid on everything.
That's beautiful. Did you grow up listening to a lot of country music? Because you said you like AC/DC. So I'm wondering, did your parents play more rock and roll in your house? Like, what was your early influence of music like?
We had country music playing, and also, but every genre of music. I listen to every genre of music, but country is really my go-to because, anybody from age 2 to 99 can enjoy country music, can come to a show and have a great time. Whereas some music, it's more of the 16 to 35, and I just want to sing for everybody. And so country was, and it's also about, everyday life struggles or having a blast, having a great time. And that's why I always go back to country. But I listen to, many different genres of music and grew up listening to many genres of music. And I'm still influenced today by everything I hear around me. Being an artist, we recognize patterns and we just listen, we grab, it grabs our ears. Yeah. And I'm influenced by pretty much everything I hear.
Yeah. Now, do you live in the Nashville area, or where are you living right now?
Yeah, I live in Franklin, Tennessee, which is about, 20-minute drive from downtown Nashville. Really, really nice place to live.
Yeah, Nashville is just growing and thriving. It's always been, the heartbeat of America. It is, but my daughter lives down there, and let me tell you something. There's no place like Nashville. It is just so rich in culture and heritage and music. So I'm happy for you that you're there.
Yes, and lots of energy too, because it's growing. There's always a new place, a new restaurant to try or something, and it's really great. And there's music everywhere. And downtown Nashville is really they've built a new section, and it keeps growing, keeps getting more and more beautiful, and people from all around the world come to stay in Nashville, come to live in Nashville. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the hottest wings yet, the hot chicken. I can only do the mild, but it's a good place to be. But there's nothing better than Love Biscuits or some of those biscuit places.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Oh my God. A few years ago, when we first moved to Nashville, we tried, Nashville chicken. And we didn't know, hot Nashville chicken, that the chicken was very spicy. We thought it was just the barbecue sauce. So we're like, man, this sauce is pretty spicy. So we go to the counter and ask for a mild sauce, and we continue eating the chicken. It's like, oh my God, this is burning. This is crazy. It's like, oh, it's the chicken. Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste, but continued success to you, continued success on all your gigs. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you that you're releasing fresh new music, that you're making people happy, you're changing lives. It was great to have you on, Robby.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me back on the show.
Oh my gosh. Happy journeys to you. I can't wait to see you in person someday soon.
Yes, that would be great. That would be awesome. And then we could sing You Shook Me All Night Long together.
Oh, that. I said, you shook me all
Night long.
Woo! Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Girl like you.
You're like the highlight of my day today, Robby.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Love and blessings, my friend.
Thanks.
Bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
With us now is Cali Tucker. Welcome to the show, Cali. How are you?
Hi, it's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, where are you calling in from today?
Las Vegas, Nevada, baby.
Woohoo! Have you been able to enjoy the new Sphere and all the things that Vegas brings to life out there?
I try to. I have a pretty busy schedule out here just in general with performing all the time. So I don't get to see a ton of shows, but I do try to make it a point to, set a day aside and go see shows. I have already seen U2 at the Sphere, which was unbelievable. I encourage everyone to go. And they do a lot of different performers and events there. And there's really, you can't see a bad show in Vegas, I'm pretty sure. So, but the Sphere is magical, and there's just wonderful shows in general out here that I encourage everybody to see. In fact, I always tell people Vegas is a wonderful place to live and visit. It's not just gambling and the club scene and, drinking and partying. I mean, there's so much more to Las Vegas than the typical Sin City attitude. It's got a lot of history and exciting family things to do. So I encourage everybody to look and experience something other than just the wild side of Vegas.
You're right. And the food, the culinary delights. It's where I learned about the difference between red chilies and green chilies. There's so many different things that make Vegas just a beautiful place to be. The people are so friendly. It reminds me actually the attitude of the South. Like, I grew up in the Midwest, right? And I know you've spent time in Nashville and other areas too, but the people in Las Vegas are extremely friendly. They're very neighborly like.
I would hope so. I think we all are very, very friendly, and we love each other. And I think we're all just here to have a great time and to support each other and love each other. And there's a beautiful community of people outside of the Strip even, and that people really don't know about. And it's lovely. So we welcome everyone here with open arms. And, I've only been here 11 years, which actually is quite only, but I grew up in Nashville. So I brought my Southern hospitality here and just spreading that love across Las Vegas.
That makes sense. What about biscuits, though? Do they have any good biscuit places? I love, the one thing I love about Nashville, are the great restaurants. And every once in a while, I don't get good biscuits here in New York very often. So every once in a while, I have a craving for a good biscuit.
Sadly, I haven't found the to die for biscuit here in Las Vegas. Now I'm going to look, though. I'm really going to make it a point to find a great biscuit. We do still have a Cracker Barrel out here. So you can always get a good biscuit there. But Nashville, true. I don't think you can beat Nashville biscuits. But really and truly, the best biscuits in town are the ones that my mom cooks. So if you guys get a hankering, just come on over.
There you go. So you grew up in Nashville. Do you remember the first time that you got to perform at the Opry? Do you remember that day, what that was like?
That was actually the day of my 18th birthday. So that was a very special occasion. My aunt invited me to come and perform San Antonio Stroll with her. So it was a beautiful gift for my birthday. And it's been my goal ever since to come back and perform on the Opry and perform my songs and hopefully share the stage with her and my mom and my cousins again. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, you come from a family that has their roots in this type of music and genre. So you had a good opportunity to grow up and listen to different things and see beautiful things. But then for yourself, at what point did you realize that you yourself were an artist, that you were born to do what it is that you do so well?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I mean, I was obviously introduced to this life very young, and I was completely enamored with the energy from the crowd and the just being able to sing. It's so healing and so lovely, and you're getting to share that with a group of people that feel the same way, and there's so much emotion. So I saw that as a young girl, and it took me a while for me to figure out what my sound was, my message, my brand. Because, growing up in a family with two very successful women in country music, I definitely struggled with what it is that I was going to do and how I was going to do it differently and do it special, and be able to reach as big of an audience as they have. And that sometimes takes time. And, honestly, if I hadn't come out to Vegas, I wouldn't have figured all that out. I would be working with the team that I am now. And it's been quite the journey, but I've got so many different influences musically over my entire life that I knew I had to incorporate them all somehow into the music that I'm doing now. And country music is so broad and vast in its genre, and being able to explore and experiment with different sounds and vibes and energies within each song that I'm doing is really special, and that is being embraced by the country music community. And I hope to always kind of push the envelope at the end of the day with what I'm doing, because it's more fun. And I just want a really broad spectrum fan base. And if it's, and I think that's what we're accomplishing.
I believe so too. And you've had some really good moments also besides the Opry, but also the voice and different things that are defining your career and your trajectory, right? So special things that you get to hold on to. It seems like you've got a really cool journey that you're cutting for yourself.
It's funny. It's just so many doors of opportunity that, through hard work and dedication to the craft has just opened for me. And it's very scary. I have to say, there's been a lot of things where you go, okay, I'm going to walk through this door and hope that it turns out the way I want. And hopefully I'm prepared to walk through that door. And so the voice was one of them that was, if I hadn't done the voice and I hadn't met Blake Shelton, I hadn't met my battle partner, Ryan White Maloney, I wouldn't be in Las Vegas. I wouldn't have met my producer, my co-writer. I wouldn't have met Jerry Allen and all the people that I'm working with here in Las Vegas, and the people that we partnered with in Nashville. I mean, it's just amazing. So it's, if you just kind of keep going, you're going to get there. And I feel like we are, and it's really special, and it's a really special time for us.
Do you feel too that giving back to those that are also following in your footsteps and things brings you another sense of joy? I'm sure you have so many fans that are just, enamored with your journey, and they see the hard work, but also I guess getting advice from you, what would you want to impart to them? What's one thing that you would want to make sure that they know? Is it maybe not to give up on themselves, or what words of wisdom would you want to help another performer know?
Oh, I think it's very much at the end of the day, trusting your gut instinct and being very unapologetic about what you're doing and your sound. I think one of the things that I've run into is that, she's too pop for country. And I just don't believe that that's true. There's just so many naysayers and a lot of people that won't support you, but honestly, the majority of them will, and they'll embrace what you're doing no matter what it is. So just be super true to what it is that you want to say and how you want to come across, and be genuine and authentic in your writing. And I always tell people I'm not a diva and I'm not untouchable, and I want people to feel like they're hanging out with their best friend when they're at my live shows, and I think that's really important.
That's so sweet and so sincere, and I absolutely feel that come in from you. I absolutely do. So when you're going out there, it's just you're like the girl next door. Your audience is important to you, and I love the fact that you celebrate them in that way. Your most recent release just happened a few days ago. Let's talk about that really quick before we wrap up.
Yes, so my song Last Name was released, and the music video was released September 4th. And so we were really proud to finally get that story and that message out. It was a beautiful co-write that shares a story of anyone that is not being supported by, their family or a family member. And it's kind of a tale as old as time. And that's why Cinderella was such a really cool way to express that story visually, where people could understand and recognize that, even though you might feel like you're not being supported by your family, at the end of the day, you can rise above that and be anything you want to be and do exactly what you want to do. Just believe in yourself. And Cinderella did just that, and she became the princess. So it's definitely a story and a message of perseverance and light and hope.
I love that. Thank you, Cali Tucker, for spending time with me today. Really, truly excited to know you, and wish for you all the best. And, maybe someday we'll be able to do a little honey butter on a biscuit together. But thank you very, very much for joining me. I would love that too.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Nice to meet you here. All right. Bye-bye, my friend.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye. Well, that was Cali Tucker. Please go to all their socials to find out the latest and greatest. What a great visit that was. Be well. Joining us now is Dr. Chris Rosa, and we're going to be talking about the Viscardi Center, one of my favorite places here on Long Island, but they should be known globally for all the great work that they do. Welcome, Dr. Chris. How are you?
Great, Donna. Such an honor to be here with you.
So the Viscardi Center started quite a while ago, right?
It did.
And it was really to help educate, employ, and to, I guess, celebrate people that have disabilities.
It's true. Our founder, Henry Viscardi, is a really underappreciated American hero, a real pioneer in this area. And he was looking to create meaningful employment opportunities for people with disabilities before it was commonly understood that people with disabilities had a lot to contribute to the workforce in our communities. And when he kept getting one door after another slammed in his face on behalf of people with disabilities, he went out and built it himself. And he created the Abilities Incorporated enterprise, which was run entirely by and for talented workers with disabilities.
And was that in the 50s? Is that
1952,
1952,
we were founded.
Amazing.
And part of that story was, as he went to the highways and the byways looking for the most talented people with disabilities, he encountered kids with disabilities who at that time were really sidelined. They didn't have access to a free and inclusive education. And he set out to change that by creating our now world-famous Henry Viscardi School, which is really a model for inclusive education and a precursor to a lot of the federal legislation that now requires it for kids with disabilities throughout the United States.
That's what I was going to say, too. A lot of legislation. He just went to bat for everyone.
He really did.
Okay.
And the values that he made so much more readily understandable and recognizable were really the ones that created the foundation for the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act.
A lot of fun happens at the Viscardi Center, too.
It's really true.
Right? Like there's wheelchair basketball. What are some of the activities that make it such an alive environment there?
First of all, it's really rooted in community. And it's a chance, particularly relating to our youth, for kids to just be kids. To do the same things that kids without disabilities would do, but to deeply embrace and appreciate their proud identities as kids with disabilities. And as you mentioned, as it pertains to our school, inclusive athletics, including wheelchair basketball. We have a universally accessible aquatic center, which give kids the opportunity to swim as part of the general curriculum. We have really rich co-curricular life that involves all the fun things we associate with a school experience, and all that creates to a real vibrance that you resulted. It's really the happiest place I've ever encountered.
And a lot of the alums go on to various careers, like, in fact, one person is going to be, pass the bar, right?
For Ron Court, he's a brilliant guy, one of our most distinguished members of our alumni, who recently passed the bar and is going to embark on a career as a disability rights attorney, deeply committed to creating access and opportunity for people like Ron, like me.
Gave me chills.
Me too.
Even when you walk through the doors there, there's something magical about it. It's just a really great place to be.
for years and years, it's been known as the place that love built.
Okay.
And you feel it the moment you pass
absolutely
through those
do.
corridors.
Since you've been at the helm for the last 5 years, and I know you have a wonderful, extensive team, what do you most need now, Dr. Chris, in order to grow? Is there a capital campaign going on? How can people help you?
Thank you for asking. We are, in fact, in the midst of a campaign. We refer it as Soar More, because investment allowed the people we serve to soar, doing exciting things like for people with intellectual disabilities, participating in inclusive higher education. We're very excited to join that movement. It's a national movement, and yet there are only 400 higher ed institutions that offer that nationally. So by adding a program, we would really make a difference in this region and beyond. And we're particularly excited to be the home of the Museum of Disability History. We're going to be opening our doors in late October, and it's really going to be this very elegant and powerful collection of artifacts and documents which tell the story of American history, but make sure that it puts people with disabilities back in as a vibrant part of the people who help make America the great place that it is.
Please invite me to that ribbon cutting.
Oh, for sure. We'd be so honored.
I definitely want to be there. I grew up singing in a patriotic singing group, and we would go to camps for cerebral palsy and things like that growing up from the time I was 12 to the time I was 23. And I still to this day feel like the day that we got to celebrate Special Olympics with the wheelchair basketball was probably one of the greatest days of my life.
Wow.
And I was probably like 12 or 13, and it just resonates with you.
It can be so transformative. We see it, and we've been so fortunate to get corporate enterprises to visit as part of their team building and professional development, where they take on our kids head to head. And it's a very humbling experience, but always a really joyful experience as they see the power of truly inclusive athletics and belonging.
If this is something that touches your heart, or you know that you can make a difference, please reach out to the Viscardi Center. They're doing it beautifully well, and we would like to continue to see them shine, as well as centers in your community. Be well.
This is Donna Drake. Happy journeys!
Take my hand, come with me, and we'll find better ways to be something much more. Live it up, live it up, live it up now.
Thanks for watching Live It Up. You can visit us at liveituptvshow.com.